Before you can even think about transferring a design onto the skin, you need to complete a skin test. This is to ensure that you're not going to have an allergic reaction to the body paint. In order to complete this, you will need to have an antiseptic wipe provided by your teacher, a brand new clean paintbrush, your body paint, and some clean water. What you need to do first is, using the antiseptic wipe, apply it to the skin area. This just removes any dirt from the skin, okay? And then just allow that to dry. It might take a couple of minutes. Now, once the skin feels dry, you can begin your test. Be mindful not to touch this area because you have just wiped it clean. Okay, so once it's dry, get your paintbrush and using the body paint, just apply a small amount to the skin area. Leave that for a couple of minutes or at least until it dries, just to make sure that you are not allergic to the paint. And once you've made sure that you're not going to have allergic reaction, you can wash this paint off and prepare to transfer your body art design. The first thing you need to do is make sure that your design is just basically an outline. Okay, the reason for this is because what you'll be transferring is simply the line work, not the color detail or any added extras, okay? Line detail only. So when you're looking at the design in your book, if there's too much going on, then you might need to trace it so that you only have the line work, and this is what you'll use to transfer your design. Okay, so in order to begin the transfer process, you will need a blank sheet of paper, a piece of carbon paper that you have been given to by your teacher. You will also need your original design. Now you will notice that I have flipped this design from my original draw up, and the reason for that is because if I don't, when I transfer it onto the skin, it will actually be backwards. Okay, so if you are someone who does not want your design to be flipped the wrong way when it's on the skin, you need to flip it prior to this step. Okay, so be sure to do that now before you begin drawing. You will also need a paper clip. Alright, so to begin, you are going to place your blank sheet of paper on a dry and clean table. Okay, you are then going to place your carbon paper down on top of that. Now, what you will notice is the carbon paper has a dark side and a lighter side. Now, the dark side indicates that the ink is on this side, so it needs to be placed down. Okay, on top of that, you need to place your design, alright, the flipped one. Okay, so this will be reverse to the way you actually want it on the skin. Notice that I've placed it in the middle of the carbon paper and also in the middle of the blank sheet of paper. The reason for this is because I do not want to run the risk of drawing my design and having it go off my page. Okay, that means you'll have to do it again, not fun. Alright, using the paper clip, you will need to fasten these 3 sheets of paper together. Okay, now I've done it down the bottom because that's where my 3 pieces of paper join together. Alright, so once you have your paper set up like this, you'll be able to go on to the next step. Okay, so the next stage would be to trace the line work using a ballpoint pen. Okay, so make sure that you press down quite firmly on the sheet of paper in order to ensure that it does go through onto the blank piece of paper. Okay, so this means you might go over your lines a couple of times. Now do try to be as neat with your line tracing as possible. Obviously, if you do make a slight error or go slightly offline, that is okay. You'll be able to fix that up during the painting process. Okay. Alright, so once you have traced the line work, you are going to remove the paper clip from your sheet of paper. Okay, take off your design as well as your carbon paper. Okay, and you will just inspect your copy. Now you can see that I've made a couple of errors just around the top, and in here I've got some double lines. Like I said, I'll be able to fix that up during the painting process, okay, because I can still see what I'm doing. Okay, now that I have that, I can then grab my scissors and cut any excess paper from around my design. This will just make it a lot easier when it comes to placing this onto the skin, okay? You don't want all of this excess paper. It will just cause you grief. Okay. Alright, so there is my design ready to be transferred onto the skin. Okay, so for this step you will need your trusty antiseptic wipes yet again, your brand new roll-on deodorant that you have bought especially for this project, and your carbon copied design. Okay, begin firstly by taking an antiseptic wipe and cleaning the area of the skin in which you intend to apply your design. Okay, and let that dry. Again, remember, do not touch your skin once you have wiped it down with the antiseptic wipes, otherwise it defeats the purpose. Okay, once that skin area feels dry, you're going to take your brand new deodorant and apply it liberally to the area, which basically means a lot. Okay, so you really want your skin wet with this delightful smelling deodorant. Okay, now remember, do not share deodorant with other people. Okay, you are then, and this is where you need to really take care, because if you mess this up you'll have to start the process again. Alright, you are going to apply your design, okay, while the deodorant is still wet, and then hold that down for several minutes. Okay, so your design has been sitting on your arm for a couple of minutes now, and it's pretty dry. So let's see how this goes. You are going to peel the paper off in a fluid motion from one side to the other. Okay, voila. Okay, you can see that my design is on my skin the correct way round. So remember, I flipped my design. Okay, so it is now the way my original design intended. Okay, and I have the general outline for my design ready to be painted. If you have made a mistake or been unsuccessful in the transfer process, then just grab an antiseptic wipe and wipe the area clean yet again and start the process again. Okay, so that wraps up our how to transfer a body art design onto the skin video tutorial. Hopefully it has proved beneficial to you and you have been successful in your body art transfer. Obviously from here you'll begin painting and then photographing your work. Good luck!